a little bit about me quickly. I got into the business in 1990. I was a group rep for the first 4 or 5 years of my career with a national insurer. I started my own agency, and we wrote cases of 2 lives up to 2,500 lives, and approached Paul Brown, the CEO of IDC Winner, a few years ago with an idea about patriating group benefits into the MGA, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And we started working together part-time. Last year, I sold my practice to IDC Win on the premise of taking on this position to head up and roll out group benefits on the MGA side. So our objective here is to provide advisors with product that is meaningful for the new Canadian context. Actually, there's a new context all the way around the world. We now have, some people will say 5 generations in the workforce. We have various types of work arrangements. We have companies that are operating differently, and benefits will assist companies with their total compensation. We now talk about total compensation in the HR world in a way that we didn't before. Benefits aren't just a line item, they're actually a part of the total compensation strategy, effective tax-free compensation for employees, etc. So we're looking for varied products that make sense in that world, in that varied world, and we want to make sure that the advisors that we're working with are adhering to best practices, want to work according to best practices, and are conducting themselves in that fashion as well. And our objective, therefore, is to provide you with an array of products and services that will support best practices and give you the products that you need. I should just say quickly that I live my life in certain aspects of it according to Andy Grove's maxim, which is only the paranoid survive. If I'm not looking after my business and not being paranoid about the person that's coming behind me in competition, and therefore ensuring that I've got a full scope of what's going on in the market, at least the best full scope of the market that I can possibly have, someone else is going to come in and take my business from me. So we're continuously scanning the marketplace for product, not just group product, but innovative product that makes sense in the employee world as well. And we intend to bring that to you on a sustained basis. So just a very quick, short history on the distribution of group benefits. As many in the room probably are aware, when I got into the business in 1990, much of group benefits were distributed through the career agency system. If you were working for North American Life or Confederation Life, Crown, Canada, Equitable, Empire, whoever it was that had a career agency force, they had a group rep in the office, in the branch office with you. As individual MGA came up, and that business, the MGA business, has been dominated by the individual branch managers and people that came out of the individual world. So group became a kind of a forgotten commodity off to the side, left alone. And when an advisor who worked through an MGA approached their MGA to say, I've got a group, what can we do? Typically the MGA would say, well, I know a group rep at this carrier or at that carrier, and off that advisor went to create a relationship with that one insurer. And group has always really been a brokered product. It's never been one that was ever captive in those old agency contracts. So it didn't really make sense. The bottom line was, with the rise of MGAs, and MGAs being the home office for many, many advisors, there was no group deliverable. To my understanding, and you've seen the rise of organizations now that are calling themselves group MGAs. The term MGA can be a lot of things to a lot of different people. I'm not entirely sure that the term MGA is applicable in many of the instances of what's being delivered in the marketplace. Much of what we see delivered in the marketplace under the guise of group MGA is actually just a group quote service bureau or a renewal quote bureau, but it's not really a full MGA, which is not our intention. Our intention is actually to patriate what was the group rep in the old branch office model, the old career system, into the MGA. And that's what we are delivering on. So it's a full service, everything from education, market development, best practices support, implementations. We're providing the full MGA experience. Our competitive positioning today, As many of you will probably be aware, and as Phil alluded to earlier, there's much consolidation in the MGA world. There's much consolidation in the group benefits world. And I should just pause at this moment to say the group benefits, the group insurance, group retirement market is nothing like it was even 5 or 10 years ago. It is an entirely new industry. At least that's where I would encourage advisors to be looking at it. We're no longer doing business the way we used to. 15 years ago, you just go get a spreadsheet, get 3 insurance companies to give you quotes and go back out. That is the lowest, basest value proposition an advisor can bring to the market. And frankly, I think it's a dead value proposition. It's going to certainly get killed in the next round of what's coming. The consolidation that's going on in our industry is dramatic and it's vast. Some of the biggest independent and the most sophisticated independent group insurance advisories are being bought up. We hear about new acquisitions weekly. There are very high-profile consolidators, and you may be aware of some of them, know their names. And I believe that that's creating a terrific opportunity for independent advisors. Any consolidation in the industry inevitably is a shaking of the tree. It results in a shaking of the tree because through the process of consolidation, some customers, some employees of the companies that are consolidated, certainly their customers get forgotten. And as the tree shakes, we intend to be the safety net that's going to catch those and empower you to be part of this safety net that catches those clients that are going to start falling out of the trees. So the consolidation in the industry is, on one hand, a very, very big threat. On the other hand, it's a tremendous opportunity as well. There's also technology. Technology is revolutionizing the industry today. You may be aware, but we introduced MyHSA about 4 years ago into IDC Worldsource. We were the first MGA to introduce them. Today, I think MyHSA is probably the single biggest independent health spending account provider in the country. And it's entirely a technology solution. It's entirely technology solution. We have new online administration platforms that are coming into the marketplace. There are various technology initiatives in the group benefit space that are revolutionizing what advisors can do. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of those coming up. There's also the convergence of HR deliverables, which also speaks to the technology piece. You may or may not be aware of RISE. I'm not sure if has anyone in the room heard of RISE? Or, okay, we've got a couple of people. Anyone lost any groups to RISE or been threatened by RISE at all? It is in the marketplace. In fact, we lost a case to RISE, just so that in full disclosure, the client that we were working with had a very particular need with regard to the drain and the effort that they were having to put into HR functionality, and they didn't have the resources for it, and RISE solved their problem for them. RISE is an integrated benefits administration platform as well as payroll. They do other things as well, but when you can offer a client payroll and group benefits all wrapped together in one thing, you've got a winning solution. You've got a very powerful solution for many, many employers. Again, I think it's important that people understand that in the transformation of group benefits, it's no longer about just the group insurance contract, but it's understanding the HR world, the world of human resources, the world of human resources functionality as well. And we are well positioned, I believe, to be able to support you in that regard. I'm just going to stop very quickly to mention G19, which is the Canadian Life and Health Insurance Association's guideline that is coming into effect this year for group retirement plans, next year for group life and health plans. This is a requirement to disclose compensation. This is going to have a dramatic impact on our industry as well, hopefully. And I think we're going to have a lot of, let's say, not the most sophisticated advisors being shaken out of the tree when clients start to see that brokers are being paid 8 and 10% commissions in order to just every now and again run a group insurance market survey for them when they're competing against advisors that understand the value of integrated HR and a whole bunch of other value propositions can bring to the table, flex benefits and other things. Those advisors that really are reliant on your 3 insurance company spreadsheet, I think, are going to be under a lot of pressure to retain their business. And again, presents opportunity for you leveraging an organization like IDC Win. So you can go onto the website. If you go onto the advisor website, you'll now find us positioned right in the middle of the advisor website menu, group insurance or group benefits, I think it is, and a drop down, and you'll be able to work through each of these categories and see what it is that we're doing in the marketplace. But this is about our group life and health offering. You'll see that we've got an area for group benefits for companies of one. So if you've got a client that's just one person, they're looking for some kind of a benefit plan, we've got some options for you there, edge benefits. You can look at the Green Shield individual plan, the Manulife individual plan, health spending account, and so there are some offerings there for you. We then have a below the line, a thing called simplified underwriting, which is really our small group segment, which goes up to about 35 lives, depending on which insurance company you're dealing with. And in that segment, we've got everything from your traditional, very easy issue, simplified plan, to hybrid plans where we're mixing health spending account with insurance product, kind of innovative, very interesting, and not a lot of people are doing those plans. To flex benefits. We've actually got an insured flex benefit plan right down to 3 people, and a reasonably easily underwritten plan. We then move into our area of full underwriting. Full underwriting is where you get into products, it's just a product-based sale, but it's fully customizable group insurance plan. We're comfortable there working with you with all forms of funding, be it insurance, experience rating, retention accounting. If it's self-insured product, we can help you with all those kinds of designs as well. Typically, I would say with that market would start at maybe 35 to 50 lives and larger. Then we have what we call advanced case support. So on a larger case or a client that's just more sophisticated, maybe it's a law firm of 30 to 40 people, and then getting into larger customers that have got significant HR compulsion in their benefit plan, and they view the benefit plan as a part of their HR strategy. We can sit down and assist you with that consult with the HR as well. So we've got a variety of products here. I should say, just flipping back to the small group flex benefit plan, we're not making that available to all advisors. Only advisors that demonstrate a very serious intent in dealing with the group benefit market on a regular and professional basis will be able to sell their product through us. It requires a certain level of dedication to understanding and developing the communication skill set to impart the right message to the employer and the employees. Otherwise, it'll create problems later on. So we certainly are looking for opportunities with the advisors to market the flex plan. It's a fantastic wedge product in the group market because there are not a lot of advisors that are competent in doing it, and it is something that drives a lot of interest from employers who are looking for plans that can differentiate amongst that employees can really self-elect and can differentiate themselves within their own organization. So it's not one size fits all anymore. But again, the product we're very interested in selling, but with advisors that want to take that piece very seriously. We've got a group retirement piece. We don't really have boots on the ground in terms of support for this, for implementation, etc. But I'm here to help. If there's any questions on group retirement plans, we've certainly got a lot of experience with it, and we can assist with group retirement plans for sure. We can help you with cap compliance guidelines, etc., etc. Workplace financial is a segment where Jason Payne, the Vice President from Eastern Canada, said a couple of days ago when we were in Halifax, he made the note that, financial planning is not, group benefits is not where financial planning ends. It's really where it should start. Meaning that your group insurance plan really should be your baseline, your foundation, the foundation of your group benefit plan. It certainly will not be your financial plan. It should not be the basis of your financial plan. It should be just the start of it, and should be integrated with something that's customized to the individual. We're layering on product in here that can be acquired by individuals through their groups on an easy issue basis, or for offering some incentive or individualized benefit to buying it through their employer-sponsored plan rather than individual. So we've got things like the IA Special Markets CI program over here, which is an employer-sponsored program. We have a similar program from Chubb as well. We're looking to introduce some life insurance products here as well. And so just stay tuned, take a look at that. Gives you an opportunity to market with the employees in the workplace. These are a listing of the insurance companies that we deal with on a regular basis, and there's more to them. There's more to it than that as well. We have forms and documents. Stay tuned in this area as well. Everything from knowing your client and understanding your group insurance client. There'll be sample AORs over here and different things. As you need them, come and look and you can get them, get documents. This section will grow as well over time. The way that we work with advisors is 3 different ways. We have 3 different service offerings. Essentially, we're being paid by the insurance companies a small marketing override in order to expose you to their products. And advisors, in some cases, might go directly to those insurers. Where the advisor wants to engage us in providing some level of brokerage service, in other words, a service that's either going to cost you time or it's going to cost you money in hiring someone to do it for you, we need to get paid for that service. It's not free. Either the client, in some models that we understand in the world out there today, you're being told you're getting paid 100% of the commission, but what's not being told to you is that there's additional compensation being built into the rates that the client is paying. We're just being absolutely transparent about it. So our baseline service is where we do no client-facing work in this model. It's all up to the advisor to do all the client-facing work. We will do the marketing. We'll submit the RFQs to the marketplace, to the insurers. We'll build a report for you to take to the clients, branded to you as well. I think that the report protocol that we've got is very good. We've got good feedback on it, and I think that it's really effective. We try to keep it simple, but provide effective information that advisors and clients can make decisions on. It's not a bunch of hooey that's just spewed out so that we can make a nice thick booklet for you. We actually want to provide you with effective, actionable information. So level 1, all we're doing is the back-end work on the request for quote and the marketing process, and we'll be doing the back-end work on the renewals for you. And again, I think we've got a very good protocol there as well. If we go up, but we do no client-facing work. If we go up to option 2, it's everything that's option 1 as well. However, in this case, you can also have us providing client-level support. So we'll take questions from the client, we'll help with administrative interventions, claims interventions, we'll come and do employee meetings with you, we'll actually sit down with the client as well and do interviews with the client in the sales process, depending on what you want. The last option is where you can just give us a business card and send us out to go and do the group. We'll take care of everything end to end, and you really are not involved in the group insurance, in the management of the group insurance with the client at all. We're doing everything for them. We have had a few advisors, even sophisticated advisors, that have a number of groups on the books approach us to leverage our service in this space at the point where they're looking at hiring another person. And rather than hiring a person at $40,000 or $50,000 a year who's a cubicle-based person, they're rather getting us, there's a team that has a high-level view of the marketplace and can support them with a whole bunch of information as well beyond the data keying that they might be doing in a cubicle. So we believe that this is a shared service. It's a tremendous value for advisors. And again, if you're interested, please approach us. We're happy to help you. The team right now is 4 of us. There's myself. We have Marnie Hefner and Stephanie Shanovsky that are with me in the Markham office. Marnie is our group BDE. She'll go outbound with you to do client meetings if that's what you want, but she'll support you, help you to develop in the group market. We also have, and then Steph and Gabriel. Gabriel Chan is in Vancouver. Steph and Gabriel basically also do very similar work in that they both supporting clients, supporting advisors with service work, support work, etc. But the difference between the two of them is Steph is doing new business quotes in the marketplace, and Gabe is handling the renewals for the time being. We look forward to growing this team as well over time. A couple of things for you to notice. I mentioned that I talked to you a little bit about technology and where we're going with technology. These are yet to come. We are in the process right now of finalizing contracts with 2 providers. The provider we'll have a client management system, which we're determining a threshold for advisors as well to get access to, so that once we've populated with client information, certain advisors will be able to access the information to see what's in their book of business. It's going to be based on volume and capability there. The system will also allow for advisors to enable employers to have their employees do self-enrollment. and then we would become the custodian of that data, so that should the client decide to move from one insurer to another, we could just repurpose the information to move it from insurer X to insurer Y. In those cases, creates a lot of efficiency. It'll be able to provide your clients with payroll services integrated with their group benefits administration, and there'll be additional HR functionality as well, things like time and attendance, etc., as time goes on. We are in the process of inking that. I would hope that we've got this outside and run a pilot by the beginning of the third quarter of this year, and that we'll be able to start to roll these products out. The other one is and I would call it an AI type solution. It's we are the only MGA to have this product. We are we're initiating the first MGA arrangement with this organization, and this is a system that aggregates group benefits data across about 300,000 employees. I think it's probably up to about 320 or 330 by now, with probably 70 to 80 advisors across the country whose aggregate data is on the system. So if a broker has, let's say, a dental office, or let's say a trucking company in Windsor, Ontario, and you wanted to know, and there's 50 truck drivers or 50 employees of the company, you wanted to know what is competitive in the marketplace in terms of benefits for companies of 50 people that are in the trucking business in Windsor, we'll be able to benchmark those for you. At some point, we'll be getting as well to claims benchmarking and utilization. Very, very powerful tools for people, for advisors to be able to converse with clients and give them information that's, again, actionable and useful in the marketing process, in the design of plans, etc. So I believe that's it. Oh no, sorry. You can just stay tuned with it. We do have the Wednesdays with group that's been coming out most weeks. We miss every other week or so, not quite. Probably 3 out of 4 weeks we have a Wednesdays with group where there'll be information from either carriers, industry, from us as well, and as part of the IDC Win Bulletin that comes out. We're starting up a webinar series on group. You'll be able to check in on a bunch of different topics. Some of these will be insurer-driven, product-driven. Some of them will be just best practices-based, or the how-tos of group, etc. But please pay attention to those as well if you're all interested in developing your skills. Further on the Win Big platform, you'll see more and more content being added under the group category as we move forward in the coming months as well. So are there any questions? That's it for me.